Hello, everybody. Hey, Brady Theodore here from Bloomington, Indiana. Today's a sad day. As you see behind me is Callie. Actually, she's just sleeping. But 10 months ago, when my wife and I lost two of our senior fur babies, we adopted Callie here. She was 12 and a half years old and deaf. She lost her human and needed a forever home. So we took her in as help for us after losing two of our seniors. Well, the day has come that her forever home was forever 10 months long. Today, we have to make the difficult decision to help her cross the Rainbow Bridge. And it is almost as hard today as it was 12 months ago when Autumn passed away in my arms. 5 days later, my little Min Pin rescue that was 16 years old had a stroke. I gave her 5 days and the Z packs and steroids trying to get her back on her feet, and she couldn't. So I had to help her cross Rainbow Bridge. And I know it is devastating. It's the hardest thing that a person can do is lose a what I call BFF, best furry friend. It's the hardest thing in the world to lose them outright or to help them cross. And when that happened to me in the past, I was devastated. My wife and I both. And I had the symptoms of heartbreak syndrome. And if you've looked it up at all, you know that heartbreak syndrome is a real live issue. It can cause people to actually die over heartbreak. Everything in your body just goes haywire. You break down mentally, then physically. The loss puts you into such a shock of grief that you really don't know which way to turn. And as the tears flow, and your mind just keeps going, and you beat yourself up with guilt. Did you do enough? Could you have done more? Why couldn't you have seen it sooner? Whatever the case may be, it is just heart-wrenching on your body and your mind. So when that happened to me in the past, I dove headfirst into the internet trying to figure out why this happens, how it happens, and what can you do to help yourself. As bad as it makes you feel, and as bad as you think you want to die right along with them, as a human being, that's not going to happen. Not as a sane person, even though you feel like you're going insane. So as I looked for answers, I found that adrenal function, the chemicals that your adrenal glands produce in your body, have so much to do with this. And as you're depleting your body of the natural resources, the dopamine, the oxytocin, the serotonin, the endorphins, all these hormones that work hand in hand with cortisol. Cortisol is your stress hormone. It keeps it in check, and it goes haywire, as you know. And if you don't know, you will if you're a pet lover, animal lover. So by finding all this out, I looked for natural products that would help, not pharmaceutical drugs. I didn't want to mask the problem. I didn't want to hide from the problem or the issue. I wanted something that actually put back into my body what I needed to function properly. And I found the happy drink, which I am drinking right now, because this afternoon we're going to take Callie in and say our final goodbyes and help her cross Rainbow Bridge. Now, my happy drink, though we call it the happy drink, is not going to override all the feelings that I have. It is a loss of tremendous proportions for anyone that goes through this. But what this has done for me in the past and what it's doing for me as I even speak to you is putting all these happy hormones back into my system. And I can feel, I just started this 4 minutes ago, just before we started talking. I took a little nootropic natural pill first with a glass of water, and that helps activate everything else that's in the coffee or the hot chocolate. I use both. One's a coffee product, which is in this cup now, Colombian dark roast coffee, and then, of course, I use the keto creamer, which subdues an appetite somewhat, and it's keto friendly. And it kind of helps me with my diet also. But overall, this is putting the happy hormones back into my system. Not that this is by any way a happy day. But what it is doing, and what I'm finding out over the course of the months of using this, is it focuses my mind on the problems, issues, and tasks at hand, along with energizing my body with, as I said, dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and endorphins. And if you look any of these up, you will find out that these are your 4 happy hormones. It's what your body needs to have replaced if you want to stay happy. As a matter of fact, as I'm drinking this now, I was just inside sitting with Callie and holding her and crying my eyes out. And just in the last 5 minutes only of drinking this, I can feel myself not being happy, but getting this warm blanket feeling over my body, a calmness, a way to just focus better on why this needs to be done. And any other day when I don't have something as traumatic as this happening, I can drink this in the morning, and this is like drinking a couple Monster energy drinks. It gives me energy, gives me focus. It puts a smile on my face, even though it's hard to smile today, especially looking at that little puppy behind me. But I'll tell you, without this, I would not even be able to get a word out to you guys. And I'm speaking directly to you pet lovers, you animal lovers. Today, I'm not talking to anybody else. I know I stay active in groups for grief support over pet loss. I have for a year. I've opened my own group, grief relief pet loss. And if you need somewhere to go, join our group, write what you want, say what you want. We're there to support each other. Anyway, my heart goes out to anybody going through this, whether you've gone through it in the past and are still heartbroken, or if you're going through it today and feel like there is just no way that you can live. There is relief. There is grief relief. And I've found it in my happy drink. And if you want to find out more about a happy drink, reach out to me. If you want somebody to talk to, if you want a group to join, go to Grief Relief Pet Loss Support Group on Facebook. Anyway, that's all I had to say today. I'm going to come back soon and let everybody know how it went and how I'm feeling. But today, kind of a somber day, even with my happy drink in hand. Anyway, thanks for listening, and I'll talk to y'all real, real soon.